It's day 25 of the 30-day yoga challenge. You're almost there. You're in the home run stretch. There's only 5 left. This is incredible. Welcome back. Today's hot topic is about using yoga to address healthier relationships. And simply what I mean by that is taking the time out of your day to focus on what is it that's important to you about relationships, to show up to that and use our physical practice as a meditative way to purposefully pay attention, to purposefully act on the types of qualities that you want to be about. Let me give you an example. Let's say being active in the relationships in your life is really important to you and that you want to learn how to be a really present and assertive partner. In your practice, you may notice yourself judging your body as we're doing this yoga practice today, getting up in your head and telling yourself what is and certainly is not possible. And my hope is that we can use this practice to get into that mode of mind of learning how to show up to some of those judgments, not shy away from them, not say, yeah, I'm gonna have the type of life, the type of relationships that I want when those judgments aren't there, but to instead learn how to practice this, acknowledge that those judgments are there, work with them, learn how to do something new in the presence of them. So before we get started with our practice for today, I'm gonna invite you into just a very brief meditation. You may wish to close your eyes, you may wish to get yourself set up in Shavasana, arms splayed out, palms facing up, ankles rolled out, the feet splayed out. Or if you're seated, you may wish to just close your eyes and take a moment, have a second here to just meditate and get ourselves into what it is that we value about relationships. So let's go ahead together, take a breath in on purpose. Just noticing any sensations that you're showing up to today's practice with. Breathing out. One more breath in. Just allowing this moment to be about showing up. And breathing out, feeling the body push air out. And ask yourself, who is it that's important to me in my life? And if there isn't a romantic partner, perhaps work colleagues, pets, children in your life, ask if you are important. And from here, allowing yourself a moment to connect with what qualities do you wish to be about in the presence of these people who matter to you. What qualities do you wish to be about towards yourself? Is being loving, important, kind, generosity, strong, assertive? Whatever words show up, really be curious about what qualities you most wish to live in your relationships. And as we begin to get this practice started on our 25th day of the yoga challenge, I'd like to invite you to hold that quality lightly as we move forward with this practice and really learn how to live that in how we show up to our bodies and our breath and our movement. Let's get started. Let's make our way back down onto the ground, and we're going to come into a four-legged posture. And with your knees about hips width apart, I'm going to invite you to widen your knees just a little bit wider and press back through the sit bones, pressing your arms forward. This is what we call a child's pose. It may be difficult for you to rest your head on the ground, so you may need a pillow or any type of prop. Like, for example, I always find a blanket or a towel folded as a really nice prop to help me get some length in the spine. And that's what we're looking for here, is a nice long spine. You may wish to reach the hands forward, spreading through the fingers. Or you may wish, if you're have a nice long spine here and you're feeling comfortable, you may wish to draw the arms back parallel to the body. The object here isn't for your hips to press all the way back and for your butt to make contact with your ankles. The object here is for you to find some relaxation in this posture, to feel some length through the spine, and to be in your body, to breathe and notice the sensations of being here in this pose. Breathing in, noticing if you can feel the breath in the low back. We spend a lot of time in meditation noticing the sensations of breath in the belly or in the chest, but notice where you feel the breath in the back. It may be especially easy in this posture where you're leaning forward with your head resting down. Come back to a flat, neutral spine. Again, shoulders stacked over top of wrists, hips over top of knees, spreading wide through the fingers. And let's begin by just peeling the right arm off the mat and reaching the arm forward. Maybe bringing your gaze past the right fingers and see if you can stay strong through your core as your weight shifts into the left arm. And if it's accessible to you, with your right arm reaching forward, experiment with floating your left knee up and off the mat. And if you can do that, maybe even pressing through the left heel, pushing back. All right, coming back, placing the hand and the knee back on the mat, pressing yourself back into a child's pose. Bringing the buttocks down towards the heels, reaching the hands forward, dropping the head. If the head comes in contact with the floor, that's great. Maybe you can rest here. You may wish to also draw the arms back, parallel to the body. Maybe ball up your fists, rotate through the wrists a little. If you hear some cracks and pops, that's totally normal. It's a part of the practice. Having a sip of oxygen here. Let's bring your hands back forward, reaching forward, spreading through your fingers. Beginning to peel the body up, off the thighs, coming back into your tabletop posture. Shoulders over wrists, fingers spread wide, hips over knees, tops of feet flat on the ground. Inhale to reach the left hand forward. Finding some stability in this posture. And with the left hand reaching forward, reaching through the fingers, feeling the weight shift into the right arm, making sure your fingers are spread. If it's accessible to you, floating the right knee, peeling it up off the mat, off the floor, pressing through your right heel. Go ahead, allow yourself to have a breath here as you bring your gaze forward past the left fingers. Noticing how your breath changes in your body. And when you're ready, gently come back down, placing the left hand on the mat, right knee back on the mat or on the ground, and push back into another child's pose, taking a moment to rest here. If you find that you need to adjust your child's pose at all, widening through the knees to make it more accessible to you, that's fine. Maybe your child's pose, it's difficult for you to really press through your sit bones and to come into a resting posture. And so the best that you can do is to just sort of lay the trunk of your body kind of over your knees, over your legs, and allow your arms to go heavy and your head to go heavy to just find a moment to rest here. Whatever works for your body in this pose is perfectly ideal. It's what's perfect for this moment. All right. Inhale to reach those hands forward, spread through the fingers, beginning to peel the body up, shifting the body weight forward, coming back into your tabletop position here. Let's play one more round with experimenting with our balance and arm strength. Let's go ahead and lift the right arm off the mat, reaching the right arm forward, spreading through the fingers. If it's accessible to you, just hovering the left knee off the mat, maybe pressing through the left heel. And see if you can find some stability here. And you might be thinking like, what do you mean stability, Tim? My right arm and my left leg are not on the ground. I'm balancing on one arm and one leg. This is not stable. Just see if you can find some length through the spine, find some length through the arm. See if there's a place where you can balance here. And bending at the right elbow and the left knee, bring them together underneath the body. Maybe the right elbow touches the left knee, maybe not. And then inhale, reach all the way back forward. Exhale to just pause here, just be in this moment. Inhale to reach. Exhale to bend at the elbow and the knee. Maybe they touch underneath the body. Inhale to reach all the way back forward. Exhale, hand comes back down onto the mat. Left knee comes back down onto the ground. Press back into a child's pose. Again, maybe balling the fingers, rotating through the wrists. Allow yourself a moment to breathe. Feel your breath moving in your body. When it's workable for you, inhale, reach those hands forward. Spread through the fingers, come back to your tabletop posture. Stacking shoulders over wrists, fingers spread wide, hips over knees, reaching that left hand forward. With an inhale, look forward past the left fingers, reaching, begin to peel the right knee off the mat, pressing back through the right heel. Find some length through the spine. And if you need a chair or a wall for balance, that is okay. Staying spread through those right fingers to protect the wrist. See if you can find some strength in this posture. Inhale to reach a little further. Exhale to bend at the left elbow and right knee. They come close together. Maybe they touch underneath your body. Inhale, reach all the way back forward. And exhale to just be here, soften in this posture. Inhale to reach forward a little more. Exhale to bend at the elbow, bend at the knee. Maybe they touch under the body. Inhale to reach all the way back forward. Exhale, come back down onto the mat. Press back down into your child's pose. Yeah, reach those hands forward, maybe balling the fingers, making fists, rotating through the wrists. Maybe the arms come parallel to the body. Have a breath here on purpose. And whatever you're noticing in this moment, just pause. Let's connect with what it is that's important to you about your relationship. Whether it be with a spouse, a friend, or coworker. What matters to you? And what do you want to be about? Picture a version of yourself living your qualities. What does the look on your face look like? What does your tone of voice sound like? How do you hold your body in touch with your values, living in contact with this person that matters to you? As we exhale, let's bring your hands down onto the ground, spreading wide through the fingers. We really want to protect the wrists here. Pressing the hands down into the ground. With the fingers spread wide, let's bend nice and deep through the knees so you can get your hands planted flat onto the ground. And gently beginning to step the feet back, maybe tiptoeing, or maybe taking slightly larger steps, but don't go too far. Stepping the feet back so that your feet are planted on the ground. And your heels don't need to be touching the ground, but we also don't want you up on your tippy toes. So balls of your feet here are planted into the ground. Your toes are on the ground as you step back, but your heels don't necessarily need to be touching the ground. The hands are planted both on the ground, fingers spread to protect your wrists, and still with a nice deep bend in the knees here. Maybe pedal through your heels. Maybe bending through alternate knees, really exaggerating that bend, wagging the hips back and forth. Even experimenting here with the musculature of your arms, maybe even rolling the arms so that the eyes of the elbows face out, and then experimenting with how it affects your shoulders when you roll the arms back in. But we don't need to have a static downward dog here. We're just experimenting with down dog, bringing some motion into your body. Breathing here, slowing your downward facing dog down, noticing what it's like to be in this posture. We're going to step into a plank so that the body is parallel to the ground with the spine nice and flat. Shoulders stacked over top of your wrists, just like when we're in all fours in our table pose, but staying up on your toes. Now this might not be sustainable. So even if you're a super fit person and you have a very strong core and you can maintain a plank for a long time, I still want you to drop down onto your knees. So bend at the knees, drop the knees down. And notice how this is different, how it feels different than being up on your toes in plank. Whatever is accessible for you, if you can only maintain plank on your toes for a few seconds before you drop down to your knees, or if you go directly down onto your knees, or if you maintain plank up on your toes. I'd like to invite you to find a posture here, whether on your knees or on your toes, that works for you as we breathe together for 5 breaths. Taking the full inhale and exhale as 1, a second inhale and exhale as 2, a third inhale, maybe press through the crown of the head, see if you can keep your spine long. A fourth inhale to soften through the shoulders. Allow yourself to find some strength in this posture. Noticing where you're feeling any burning sensations, any heat in your body. And on a fifth inhale, fifth exhale, go ahead and bring a deep bend to the knees, press back into a child's pose. You just did 5 breaths of a plank posture. That's pretty cool. Go ahead and take a rest here. So I'm going to invite you to bring your hands forward, spread through the fingers, maybe coming up onto all fours, stacking the hips over the knees, shoulders over wrists, spreading wide through the fingers. And I'm going to invite you to press back through your feet, coming onto the tips of your toes into your plank posture. Or alternatively, if you can only maintain this for a few seconds, maybe dropping down to your knees. And now here, whether you're on your knees or on your tippy toes, inhale to bring the gaze forward, and exhale with your arms exactly where they are. Begin to hinge at the elbows, lowering your body towards the ground. And using your hands almost like you're pushing the chest away into a bit of a push-up, keeping the elbows tucked in tight into the body as you lower down, coming all the way flat onto the ground. Extending through the legs, keeping your arms exactly where they are. We'll bring in a little bit of a bend here. So with your body down flat on the ground, your hands at the sides of your body, underneath your shoulders, fingers spread. Maybe inhale to lift the head forward, looking forward. Tops of the feet are down flat on the ground. Exhale, place the right cheek down on the mat or down on the ground. Resting here. Noticing what it feels like to be in your body in this posture. Pressing the hands into the mat. Tops of the feet still down flat on the ground. Lifting the gaze, lifting the upper body ever so slightly, looking forward. Tops of the feet still on the ground. The legs are nice and long. We're just lifting the upper body here, getting a little bit of a bend through the spine. Exhale this time, touch the left cheek down onto the ground as you soften. Just relax here in this posture. Again, noticing what it feels like to be here in this pose, in this moment. Now from here, Let's step the left foot back, bringing a bend to the right knee. The heels are somewhat aligned, but again, not perfectly aligned. Not all of our bodies are made the same. Experimenting with lowering down and then lifting the arms, whether parallel to the ground. Maybe that's what your warrior one looks like today. Or maybe lifting your arms up a little bit higher. Maybe lifting the arms above the head and the hands come together. Let the vision go past the fingers and soften. Breathe in here on purpose. Take a glance down and see if you can line up your knee over top of your ankle, so the right knee is stacked over the right ankle. And then checking out that back left foot, maybe see if you can lift through the arch of your foot, putting the weight on the outside of your foot. But again, maintaining a balance between both feet and how much weight goes into each foot. And wherever your arms are, whether parallel to the floor, extended in front of you, palms facing one another, or whether your arms are overhead, begin to draw your left arm along your right arm, across the center of your body, bringing your left arm behind you. Palms are now facing down, pressing through the fingers. We're going to adjust our left foot, just stepping that left foot a little wider, stepping it back a bit, and now bringing the opening of the foot parallel with the heel, so the toes aren't pointed forward anymore. This is our Warrior Two posture. Inhale to press through the crown of your head. Exhale to find some softness in the shoulders. Remember, crunching your shoulders up towards your ears or having lots of tension in the trapezoids isn't going to help you with this posture. It's actually going to make it less sustainable. Puts a load on your system in places where we don't need it right now. And if you're noticing yourself a little bit wobbly in this posture, do what you need to do to balance yourself. Perhaps leaning against a wall, using a chair, but just allow yourself in whatever way you can access this pose, to access it. Inhale to bring the arm back forward, putting more pressure into the right foot, step forward, back into our mountain pose. Standing as tall as is accessible to you. Inhaling to grow through the crown of your head, lengthening through the spine. Exhaling to root down through the feet, maybe even lifting the toes, feeling the corners of the feet press down into the ground. On an inhale, we'll step our right foot back, bringing a bend to the left knee into our Warrior One, but on the opposite side. The heel comes back aligned with the left heel, right toes pointed forward. Bringing a deeper bend to the left knee. Take a glance down. Aligning the left knee over the left ankle. And adjusting your arms into whatever posture is workable for you. Perhaps parallel to the ground or up, maybe even above your head. Maybe the hands come together if that's workable for you today. Noticing the load that puts on your system. What kind of a Warrior One are you working with today? Inhale to reach a little deeper into that posture. Exhale to draw the right arm, wherever your arms are, across the left arm, past the center of your body. The palms turn down, press through the fingers. Step that right foot back a little bit so that the arch of the foot is pointed towards the heel. The toes aren't pointed forward anymore. Opening yourself up into your Warrior Two. And just breathing here. Really pressing through the fingers. Your gaze is long and soft past the left hand's fingers. Perhaps just bringing your vision just past the tips of your fingers on your left hand. noticing sensations of stability or instability, noticing sensations of warmth. Inhale, press through the crown of your head. Find some length in this posture. When you feel ready, bringing the arms forward and stepping the right foot back forward, coming into a standing mountain pose. Having a breath here, noticing what it's like to be in this moment. And on your next inhale, let's go ahead and reach our arms up, breathing in as you lift, lifting the gaze. Exhale, bring your hands down to your heart center. And really breathe through the nose. Let your breath move in an audible way. Inhale, breathe in all the way. Lifting the gaze, exhale, bring your hands back down to your heart center. Repeat this 3 more times on your own, breathing in to reach up. Exhale, the hands come down to heart center. Pausing here, allowing your vision to be fixed just over top of you, the tops of your fingers. Maybe your vision goes out of focus. Without closing your eyes all the way, you may wish to allow your eyes to flutter shut, but only close to the point where you can still let a little bit of light in. There's still a little bit of sensory experience of light there. Inhale to press through the crown of the head, falling that height through the spine. Exhale, tuck the chin. Feel the palms pressing together. Feel places where you feel warmth in the body or other sensations. Thank you for your time and commitment in doing this practice. I'm going to bring my hands to heart center. Bowing, bringing my thumbs between the eyebrows, the third eye, so to speak, and share this final word with you. Namaste. Thank you so much for your practice. I'd like to finish by saying thank you so much for sharing your energy with me on this practice today, being a part of this yoga challenge. Don't forget to hit the like button. It's super reinforcing to me, makes me want to make more of these videos. Hit subscribe and the bell icon to keep updated on these videos so that you don't miss any of them. And definitely share this with people in your world, because you never know who's going to benefit from this 30-day yoga challenge. Thank you so much. Namaste.